All right. So here is this image of the diaper. I love this diaper. I'm in Photoshop, and I am going to use my actions again to edit this. So I'm going to go down here. Before I do anything, I'm going to fix kind of some exposure issues that we have. The lighting here when this was taken wasn't even. So there really should be a light source in this area to even out the lighting. It looks like there's a window or something here which is lighting this area, but there's nothing lighting this area. So that's why the diaper down here looks darker and we have this dark shadow there. So I'm going to use paint off shadows, and that's going to get rid of the and the shadows. So that works on the shadowy areas. And so we're going to paint that off. My brush is at 20% opacity, and I'm actually going to paint it off the diaper a little bit as well. And then a little bit in this area here where there's that kind of dark shadow. And you can see that is painting off the shadows a little bit. Now I'm going to paint on light. Paint on light works on the highlights of the image. So now we're going to paint on the light here, and that's going to go back and that's going to brighten that white a little bit more. So, so that looks good. So now I have the lighting more even in this, and now I can go through, and now I'm going to change here where there needs to be some extra, there's some extra space around here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to I'm going to play Make a Flat Layer, which is going to give me a copy of this image here like this, and I'm going to use the polygon lasso tool, and I'm going to make a selection over these corners where the background doesn't extend. I'm going to right click and click fill. I'm using content aware, so you can choose different things. You want to make sure it says content aware. I'm going to press OK. And you have to make sure you're on the actual image. I had the layer mask selected, so it didn't do anything. Okay, so now I'm on the actual image, and you can see that just neatly filled that in with the white. I'm going to do the same thing here. And the same thing there. All right, so that has filled in the white spaces for us pretty easily. Now that I've had the exposure fixed for the most part, and all of that, I'm going to go through and we're going to do the white balance. So I'm going to play the perfect white balance. And that was a little too strong, so we're going to bring down the opacity just a little bit. To about 15%. And that got rid of some of the blueness there. Now we're going to play pop whites. So that's popping the whites there. And again, you want to make sure that it doesn't wash out your product. You're going to be a better judge of if your product looks washed out. This looks pretty good, but I am going to tone it down just a tad bit over the diaper. I think the diaper is starting to look a little washed out, so I'm going to choose my brush tool, and I'm going to reset my swatches by just pressing D on my keyboard. I'm going to press X on my keyboard. That's going to make black the active color. Keeping my brush at the 20% opacity, I'm going to brush over the diaper, and that's just bringing back a little bit to the diaper so the diaper doesn't look washed out. All right, and that looks good. So now I'm going to play white and whites. And this just helps really whiten up white backgrounds. So you can get those nice pure white backgrounds without getting rid of your shadows or messing with the colors of your image. Okay, and that looks good. You'll notice here we have this one area that's just stubborn. It just won't lighten up at all. So we're actually going to make a new layer over here. I'm going to use my paintbrush, and I'm going to press, I'm going to get it smaller. I'm going to press Alt on my keyboard, which is going to sample this color here, and I'm just going to paint, and I'm just going to get rid of it that way. And that just blends it into the background. We painted that there. So this is looking pretty good. There's one last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to play another paint off shadows layer. And we're just going to paint off this shadow just slightly so it's not quite so harsh. And it's pretty subtle. We're not doing a lot. We're just painting that off there. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to finish this up with Crisp Finish. And this action just sharpens your edges. You can see it better when I zoom in. It just kind of sharpens the edges. So this was without Crisp Finish, and this is with Crisp Finish. So there you have it. That's the edit on this one. And I will just show you real quick the before and after here. So here's before, and here's after. All right.